It's time to go to war. Climb the ladder and reach for the gold. Fight until you can't fight no more. This is your time, this is your chance. Step in the squared circle, it's time to dance. Hit your move, go for the pin. Your chance is now, go for the win. Become a champion. Your time is present. It's time for Capital Wrestling. Become a legend. 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 Feel the roar of the crowd. Their energy ignites the soul. Push beyond your limits and let your power take control. The arena's electric as the spotlight finds your name. With every heart pounding, fueling your reign. Step up to the challenge, feel the ground shake beneath. In this grand spectacle, lay claim to your wreath. Hit your move, go for the pin. Your chance is now, go for the win. Become a champion. Your time is present. It's time for Capital Wrestling. Become a legend. Oh, legend. Legend.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Capital Wrestling. We are here on YouTube, and we are gonna have a heck of a reveal here tonight. We have an official reveal for Capital Wrestling. The other night, we had a reveal for our viewers over on Twitch, and unfortunately, the video there did not save, so we are doing a whole new video exclusive for YouTube, and we are going to show you what we have been up to. My name is Jason Eric, and I am here as your play-by-play commentator for Capital Wrestling. I am alongside one of our other commentators, Kevin Birdie. Welcome, Kevin.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Kevin Bird here, and I'm proud to be your co-commentator for this nice reveal.
All right, and we got a lot lined up here. We have the reveals of our show intros. We have the reveals of our official arenas for these shows. And we have some extra goodies that we revealed the other night on Twitch. We'll be showing them here off on YouTube. I am so excited for people to see what we've been up to.
And I'll tell you right now, this is going to be amazing of what you're about to see. We've done a lot of hard work behind the scenes to be proud to show you what we've been producing.
Okay, so first up, we're going to start off with one of our show intros. So this is our Friday night show. This is Friday Night Rush.
Lights drop, silence breaks, pyro hits, the whole ring shakes. One by one, the legends rise, war in their hearts, fire in their eyes. Step in the ring, no turning back. It's all out war in a steel cage trap. Blood, sweat, pride on the line, glory's earned, one fight at a time. Are you ready for the Friday Night Rush? The crowd goes wild, feel the energy crush. Heroes fall and giants erupt. Are you ready for the Friday Night Rush? down to the floor. This is more than a show, it's war. No escape when the lights go red. It's win or lose, it's fight or dead. From the shadows to the spotlight's flame, every fighter's here to stake their name. When the bell hits, it's do or die, and only the strongest will survive. Are you ready for the Friday night rush? Feel the roar, can you handle the crush? No fear, no quit, no hush. Are you ready for the Friday night rush? This ain't theater, this ain't fake. It's blood and bone with everything at stake. Legends are born where the brave collide. In the heart of the storm where the warriors ride. Are you ready for the Friday night rush? Walling now, no time to blush. Hearts explode, dreams combust. Are you ready for the Friday night rush?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Friday Night Rush. And man, I gotta tell you, that intro video for Friday Night Rush is ultimately one of my favorites. It gives me an old nostalgic feel of some of the, #1 wrestling shows out there. The production on that video is outstanding. But you know what? That brings us to the next one. We have a second show that's going to be starting up. And, I don't know exactly what day it's going to be starting. I know that's something that's been talked about currently, but we do know the name of the show, and that name is Crossfire. Kev, can you tell us a little bit on what you know about Crossfire?
Oh, I can tell you right now that as far as I know as much as you do. But from what I've been seeing from behind the scenes, Crossfire is definitely shaping up to be pretty damn good. And I believe, at least from my information, it's looking to be somewhere on the Wednesday.
Wednesday. You see, I've heard Wednesday, I've heard Tuesday, I've heard, I guess it's going to be revealed at some point what day it's going to be on. That's still in the works. I do know that when we did our Twitch stream the other night, that there was a lot of people that were kind of going back and forth. Some of them saying they liked Rushmore, some of them saying they wish they would be on Crossfire. And I know, one of the things that was brought up is the fact of, are they going to have to be show specific?
True, and that's the thing with these shows. You are not locked down to a single show. There's no show specific as of right now. Can that change in the future? Maybe, but for right now, no show specific. You could pretty much go on any show you want.
So you're basically saying right now, as it stands, a character, one of our roster members could be featured on Rush and also be featured on Crossfire and any single point.
That is correct.
That's amazing. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to show you, without any further delay, the new video for our second show, Crossfire.
Stage. You have no friends in this cage. When the bell rings, fists will fly. Time to fight, or on your back you will lie. Crowd roars, lights flash. Every match, a clash. Grit teeth, whole line. It's war every time. Glory comes with these scars. Earn your place amongst the stars. Tonight's not just a fight. Crossfire! Singles match or tag teams, choke holds and shattered dreams. Throw down and start a fight. Only one can win on this here night. Find yourself in the crossfire. Top rope, time to hit. Title shot, earn for it. Time for blood, sweat, and your tears. Win the gold or face your fears. It's time for crossfire. Main event, no rules. Champions break the tools. Steel chairs, sharp pain. Welcome to the domain. He rises, fans scream. You're walking through a dream, but dreams cost blood. Make 'em drown in mud. This ain't just a show. It's fight or let go. Step up, claim fire. Feed the crowd's desire. Find yourself in the crossfire. One fall, one shot. Time to give everything you got. Take hits, don't stall. Legends with every pinfall. You might find yourself in the crossfire. One match, one chance. Step into the square circle, it's time to dance. Raise hell, take aim. This is your chance to play the game. It's time for crossfire. Tap, 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 no going back, fight to the last breath, no time to rest. Bells shine, time's up, time to rise or shut the fuck. No fear, no faith. You came here to dominate in this fire. Be the flame. Crossfire is the game.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Crossfire. That video, man, I can empathize with some of the people. During that Twitch stream, I feel like that video is just as good as Rush, and it gives a whole different feel. It's outstanding. I am not sure which show I like more. I think it's going to be a heck of a competition of shows more than anything, and I think people are going to be real decisive of which one is their favorite.
That's right. Then I'm gonna tell you right now. Me, I honestly I do prefer Crossfire just by just the looks of it. I mean, seriously, it has all this freaking like this technological style to it, and I love that style, honestly.
See, and I'm more of a Rush guy. I like the lightning, the feel, the way that it feels fast paced. It just that calls to me, especially the intro video that we had for that, where you had the flames and it gave you that old school Nitro feel. I just personally that stands to be one of my favorites. So I guess I'm Team Rush and you're gonna be Team Crossfire, and that's perfectly fine. Everybody's entitled to feel the way that they feel about which show they prefer more. But speaking of shows, we're gonna go in to actually showing you what the arenas look like. So let me go ahead, and production team's gonna switch over to actually show you our in-game arena here for Friday Night Rush. And it looks like they're switching it over right now. And there we go. Look at that Friday Night Rush. You can see the actual video playing on the screen there. You can see the video playing on the actual ring. We're going to actually zoom in here. We're going to be giving you a nice candid shot of everything here. Look at the corner posts and how those corner posts, LEDs actually light up. Look, it actually is animated with the actual Capital Wrestling logo, as is the actual side there. You can see the actual ring screen right there with the Rush logo basically playing there. You know, you see the actual Tron itself. What I've been told by our design team is this is what you're actually going to see during our shows. We have the capabilities of putting in actual video on all of the Trons and having real custom entrance videos playing. I'm so impressed with what we're seeing here, Kev.
Oh, indeed. And you could just look at the entire landscape of this. Like, we have full motion videos throughout the whole arena. You can see it from the top, you can see it from the stage, you can see it on the ring. Obviously, this is out of order. Sometimes it's unheard of.
Yeah, I mean, this is a real way of innovation in a lot of ways. I don't think I've seen a lot of 2K places that have, the capability or have actually tried to put this together quite yet. This is something that I know our design team has been hard at work at figuring it out and figuring out how to make this work. And I do know that, there is a test video that was made at one point for one of the characters that was signed pretty early on. And I mean, I've seen the videos to it. It is incredible. The actual screen on the Tron up there on the stage is different than the one that you have on the ring and the corner posts. And I mean, what's amazing is the fact that our actual characters are going to get the ability to have their own custom entrance videos that play. And it's not just going to be a video that's all just displayed on the screen. It's actually going to be a video that plays on the Tron, plays on the ring, plays on those, points of video there. And it all is seamless too. I've actually seen this arena in an actual match. You'll end up seeing how it basically goes to a static logo, but it all matches up with the video scheme here that you'll be seeing play during all of our shows. And I have to give credit to the team. They did the lighting, they did the stage work, they did the actual videos. This is just incredible to see. I mean, you can see the detailing even of your ring skirts. You have Rush and Capital Wrestling. I have to say some of the design work here, even the barricades, they have custom texture that's been done in a real sleek way. I absolutely love the work that they've done here. And, I do know that our design team did tell us, those commentary tables right now, they're real basic. That actually is going to be the basic versions of our commentary tables. They're currently being worked on further. And a lot of the things that they ended up seeing as well was the fact that, the ring, the barricades, the stage, everything's a progressive method. Everything will evolve as time goes on. As Capital Wrestling persists, you're going to see new and bigger things and more custom items and stuff put into what we actually do here. But I mean, the detailing on just this alone so far is outstanding. Even your turnbuckles have actual detailing on, the actual logo placed onto the turnbuckles, and it's not some small size that you can't really read or see. They did a very good job at, making sure that everything was customized for these arenas, the lighting. To me, the ticker banner that you have up there that actually is animated and you see the logos moving, you see the animation of everything, coming in. I mean, this is absolutely phenomenal. I'm so impressed with the work that they've done here. And, I think that it's definitely going to go a long way into, where we take 2K and, 2K Wrestling from here as a, 2K, a new 2K fed, but, a group that is persistent on innovation more than anything.
Yeah, I mean, you could just imagine what our pay-per-views are gonna look like. Them things, I mean, our MLE events are gonna look like.
Yeah,
Still
yeah.
get used to that.
No, absolutely. Our mainstream live events, MLEs, that's what we're calling them. Those are going to be our big events that we're going to have. And, I mean, you look at just the standard of what they've done here, which is going to be one of our weekly base shows. And it just makes you wonder what kind of intuitive nature are they going to have? What kind of, innovation are they going to do to create the things that we're going to have for our major MLE events? I can't wait to actually find out. I mean, I'm impressed. The fact that we have actual working video on the stage, on the ring, on the ticker banner, and it's custom. The fact that we've been told that, our own superstars, our own wrestlers are going to have their own entrance videos and everything too. That will incorporate these pieces. Hats off to the design team for putting that together.
Oh, indeed.
So this is Rush, as you guys have seen here. I'll give you guys a little bit of a pan out as far back as I can possibly go, just so you can see the whole thing in a broad perspective. Look at that. That is just outstanding. It is amazing. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to transition over and show you the next arena. So hang tight with us real quick. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be showing off the next arena here. We just ended up seeing the Friday Night Rush arena, and man, I am so impressed by that. But this arena is actually, almost just as good, if not even better. I don't know how you can compare the two, but man, we're going to switch over here. Production's going to switch us over so you can see the actual arena for Crossfire. It looks like they're getting it switched over right now. So we're just waiting on that switch over. And oh my goodness, look at this arena. This is incredible. I mean, I honestly thought the arena for Rush was amazing. I mean, just look at this. Look at the design detail that's been put in to the video scheme, playing on the stage, playing on the ring. I mean, holy moly. I have no words other than this is excellence right here.
Oh, indeed. And I mean, you could just see how much time and effort was put into this. And just like with Rush, everything is motion. Everything has purpose.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just like Rush, you see the Capital Wrestling logo on the corner post video Trons. You can see you've got the ring Tron there. I mean, look at it's not even delayed. It's just beautiful fluid motion going on with that actual video scheme there for your actual ring itself. The stage is just outstanding. It all blends together. I mean, once again, the ticker banners. This is what is so alluding to me, is the fact that they've actually done full-on motion for your logos and everything on these ticker banners. I am just so impressed with the work that they've done. You got, customized ring skirts, Crossfire, and again, Capital Wrestling. The, barricades are actually designed here. It's just insane, the work that they did, the lighting itself, matching, the video scheme and everything. Again, your turnbuckles with the logos for Capital Wrestling, just like the Rush Arena, we have to point out the fact that, the commentary tables are not completed yet. Those are things that are being worked on. And I do know that, they have mentioned, just like the Rush Arena, this is going to be an arena that's going to continuously evolve. They're going to be working, tirelessly to continue to make new props, new parts, new designs, really deck it out so that, as we go along, it looks better and better. But, again, if these are the starting arenas of Capital Wrestling, imagine what's going to be next for, the designs and everything. I can't, hell, look at the up here with your actual, Tron up there and the lighting work that's actually going on. I mean, this is incredible. You have the little overhead, display that your arenas most of your arenas have, and it's got, customized design on even that. It is incredible to see all of this work that they've put into it. And, I can't wait to see the actual shows take place and these wrestlers participate in these arenas. I think it's going to be just something amazing to see.
Oh, indeed. You already know that people already lined up, like we said before. They look at this initially and they're like, "Oh, I want to be on this show. I want to be on that show." You could be on either show.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And the fact that you can, right now, there is no split, no roster split. So you will be on Rush and on Crossfire. You get to participate on both shows. That is incredible. And, I mean, yeah, I think it really is going to end up being a war of shows. Which one's going to end up being better is going to be determined by people's interest in the two shows. Whether they like the aesthetics of Rush or whether they like the aesthetics of Crossfire. I think that it's really going to come down to that more than anything. It's definitely not going to come down to the action or the, stuff that's, the production work for both of these shows. Both of them are equally getting the same treatment, as well as our MLEs. Our mainstream live events are going to be getting those even bigger treatments. So, I can't wait to see exactly what we do from here. But I got to tell you, man, these two arenas so far have impressed me, but I know we've got more to reveal, so maybe we should consider, transitioning over again and start showing off some of the things we haven't talked about yet.
Yeah, let's go right to it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, now we have more to reveal here. This is, I know we have not talked about these. This was something that was revealed on our Twitch live stream, and it had people either up or they were excited to see these. And we are going to be officially revealing them here. And now we are going to be revealing your Capital Wrestling Championships. And so the first one that we're going to be revealing here, this is your Capital Wrestling World Tag Team Championship. Man, look at that design. I've been given a little sneak peek of some of the championships that have been made for Capital Wrestling, and I have to say I am a huge fan of the belts that are being produced for Capital Wrestling, of the championships being produced for Capital Wrestling. These are not just your standard 2K championships. These are not just textured. These are 3-layered championship titles. And we're going to actually take a look at that from different angles here. You can see, you can look at the plating pop out from there. The lettering, the actual logos, the way that it's designed, even the little guys on the side plates, and this is incredible, Kev.
Oh yeah, indeed. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now, the designs of these titles definitely emphasizes on what we are into. We're into innovation. Will these titles look familiar to some? Of course. However, what we try to do is see what new things can we do with all of our products. And this is just one of them. Everything is extruded out, everything pops out. This is what we're about.
Yeah, I mean, look at the globes on the end side plates. I mean, those are actually sphered out. Your diamonds are popped out as well. Just the beauty of the way that they threw this together. And I mean, the leather, you can't take away from the leather either. I mean, look at the leathering on the back, on the front. It is, high detailed. It is, you can even see the Capital Wrestling insignia on there as well. That is, the fact that they have done this work. I mean, even your gold tip that you have on the end of the belt with the Capital Wrestling logo, it is outstanding to see some of the design that they've actually done here. And this is just the tag team championship. What, it makes you wonder what the other ones are going to actually look like as well. But you know what? We are definitely going to be seeing those here soon as well. So, production, can we get a spin on this title? Let's just see it from all angles. And oh my goodness, this is incredible, Kev.
Oh, indeed.
The shine on it, the leather work. I mean, even on the back, I love how they, with the tag team title, they made it look like it's, kind of a little bit more worn than probably some of the other belts. And I mean, it is just phenomenal, the design and everything that they did with this. I can't wait to see it in action.
Oh, yes. I'll tell you right now, I know that there's going to be a lot more to come. Am I right?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Let's take one last look at this belt, and we are going to be going into the next one. So hang tight with us, and we're going to be showing you the next one here right now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have just shown you the amazing tag team championships of Capital Wrestling, and we have a lot more to show you. We've got, a number of championships that, people don't even know what those championships are. I know that one of the questions there is, what type of championships does Capital Wrestling actually have, and what are we going to be showing off tonight? Most of every single place that I know of, when it comes to wrestling, has, their own take, their own decisions on what championships they have, available, and what they actually are, what they actually mean. And so, one of the things that everybody pretty much knows is you usually have a world, you usually have a women's, and you usually have a tag team, and then all the belts in between, everybody's curious on what are those championships that you're going to see. Now, what I will tell you is we are going to reveal those championships here tonight, and we are going to start off with the next championship reveal. This is your Capital Wrestling Exhibition Championship. My goodness, this design, I gotta say, I understand where the design team comes from, Kev. I am a huge fan of the older Ring of Honor championships myself. I know that a lot of their inspiration came from those belts specifically. Throughout what you're going to be seeing here tonight, this exhibition championship is no different than your tag team titles. It is layered. You can see the actual plating popping out, the ring, the logo, the actual, names of the belt popped out, the diamonds popped out on the belt. You have depth in these championships because they're not just the texture, they're actual 3D. The design team has outdone themselves on all of these championships, and I am just so impressed with the work that they've done.
Oh, yes, indeed. And I'm going to tell you right now, every single one of our belts will always have that 3D etched design. But the unique thing about the Exhibition Championship is that this championship has a unique stipulation about it. And what is that stipulation that you asked, which I know that you was just about to ask?
I was just about to ask that. What is the unique stipulation for this title? I've heard the rumors of this. I've heard that this belt isn't just a belt. There is meaning behind the championship. There is a reason the Exhibition Championship is in play. Now, I do know that one thing that was said is that the Exhibition Championship will be defended weekly, not monthly, not on certain shows, weekly, whether it be on Rush or on Crossfire, or whether it be just a normal Capital Wrestling live event.
Yes, well, that is also true. There's also one little itsy bitsy thing that you forgot or didn't
Okay.
even know.
That's all the notes I had. They must have told you something else. What do you know?
So, if you hold the exhibition championship for about 90 days, you could cash this championship in for an opportunity at the next level of a championship. So, right now, the exhibition championship, it's very it's like an opening for the next championship up. What is the next championship that's up? Well, you gotta watch the stream to find out, do you?
That is impressive. So what you're seeing right now is if somebody is capable long enough to hold this championship for 90 days, that they could decide to turn around and cash it in for an opportunity at the next step up.
That's right.
That's incredible. So this title actually has value to it, and the thing is, I mean, you gotta question the superstars that are going to actually pick this championship up. Are they gonna want to actually risk doing that? Because if they do, and let's say that they take that opportunity at the next step up and they don't win, they're not a champion anymore. Would you want to risk losing the championship that way? Would you want to, or would you rather risk it and, hope that you're going to actually pick up the champion, the next level up and, proceed forward? Maybe you're just lucky enough, or maybe you're skilled enough to actually do that. Or maybe, you want to hold on to this championship for as long as you possibly can.
That all falls onto who holds the championship. It depends on the holder.
Well, I gotta tell you, man, I am super impressed with everything here. This championship, I mean, look at the leather again. Just absolutely beautiful work on the leather. You've got, again, the custom and, the belt tip on there with the Capital Wrestling logo, this winning silver. I mean, this is once again, another impressive championship coming to Capital Wrestling. Let's go ahead and, production's going to go ahead and give it a nice spin. See, you can see it just like we did with the tag team title. Look at how amazing that looks. It is incredible. I'm so impressed with these championships. And we're not even done yet. Let's get a good zoom up of this one if we could. So we can give an overall view of the belt. We're going to end up showing the belt from tip to tip. And we are going to just, I stand amazed with this championship. But, that being said, we have so much more to actually show. So I know you're getting to see, and I'm getting to see. I want to see the rest.
Oh, well, since we're still on the subject of exhibition championships, you do know that this belt comes in pairs, right?
So you're telling me there is another version of the exhibition championship?
Yes, and it's called the Women's Exhibition Championship.
All right, it looks like our production team's going to be switching over here. Holy moly, I can see it right in front of me. I mean, again, I love the fact that it's the same design, but done in a different way. I mean, you can see the silver and the rose gold to it. The fact that, you have, a unique design that, this is, it is the women's equivalent of that exhibition championship through and through, not just by name, but design and the way that it looks. Now tell me, Kev, is this also going to have the same stipulation as the men's version, the 90 days, and you can cash in?
Yep, the same exact stipulation, same exact amount, 90 days, cash in for the next step up.
I mean, see, that is just incredible at the fact that you can actually use these as stepping stones to get to the next level that you want to get to. Or you can make the decision just to hold them so that you are a champion and make the decision whenever you personally want. But one of the things that, again, bringing back the original thing I was saying about the men's exhibition, which I know is also in play for this, they are going to be defended weekly. And that it may not be a Friday Night Rush or a Crossfire, but we also will be having some matches for what's called Capital Wrestling Live Event, which will be aired on both YouTube, TikTok, and on Twitch at different points throughout weeks. And those will just be usually one-off or, a couple matches throughout the day that will be released. And those also could have your exhibition championships defended at.
That's impressive.
So think about this for a second. If somebody's carrying it week in and week out and they're defending it every single week, the odds of holding it for 90 days is against them. There's more of a chance that they're going to lose these championships before they reach the 90 days because of the amount of competition that they're going to have to go through.
Oh yeah, but you know what? That's on to the person who holds the championship. Will they risk it or will they play it safe?
Yep, and
Stay pitched.
Well, I wish them luck on that to whoever picks up those championships first, because they will definitely be a target, especially knowing the stipulations at hand. Again, let's go ahead and we're going to give this one a nice good spin around so that we can see it. Man, again, the leather work, the plate work, it is just outstanding. The design that they have done here, again, when you look at the actual plates, you can see the depth with the 3D. You can see the logo of the ring, the actual wording. It's all popped out. The actual features on the belt popped out. And again, the leather work, the belt tip, it just it does not. It does not fail to impress me yet again. A championship design that is, going to innovate the way that championship belts are done, thanks to Capital Wrestling. But that being said, I think it's time we move to the next belts. So hang tight with us. We're going to go ahead and get switched over so you can see the next championship up for grabs. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we just showed you the tag team, the exhibition, the women's exhibition championships, and now we're going to move on to the next one. Now, I'm going to say this is one of my personal favorites. I personally am going to introduce this one, and then you can do the next one, Kev. But this one is your National Heavyweight Championship, your Capital Wrestling National Heavyweight Championship, right here. And I am an old school fan of wrestling, but when I look at this, I think of AWA, NWA. This design has history to it in so many different ways. And I just gotta say, the way that our team has thrown this one together, if I can jump in that ring and pick this title up myself, I honestly wonder if the owner would let me. You think the owner would actually let me jump into the ring and participate for this championship?
Oh yeah, of course the owner will let you jump in, but the question is, will you survive?
I mean, you bring up a very fair point, and I probably wouldn't, compared to some of the superstars that we have already seen revealed and some of those superstars that have yet to be revealed. I don't think I'd probably last more than 2 seconds in that ring with any of them. But
Well,
that being said,
answer.
yeah. That being said, this championship is phenomenal. I mean, again, you have the layered plating. You have, look at the detailing on the side plates where your logos, your, everything's popping out. You've got your, wording popped out. Oh my goodness. It's almost a loss for words. Even the eagle is actually popped out on the plate. It is all 3D. But what impresses me the most with this, aside from the sleek and old school feel and look of this championship, is the fact that it has colored leather. It is a muted blue. I don't know if you can see that, but it is a muted blue compared to the other black straps that you have on the belts. And I am a huge fan. And when you look at the back of it, it is actually like a black suede or leather to the back of it. It is phenomenal. The fact that they're two-toned. The leather is literally two-toned. So let me ask you this question then. That being said, does that mean in the future, for certain occasions, certain championships, certain moments, we're gonna actually see colored leather with some of these championships?
Oh, indeed.
I'm absolutely impressed by that, and I can't wait to see more of the innovation that can be done. Again, our production team's gonna give a nice, beautiful spin of this title and let you see what it looks like with all the bells and whistles. And it's just fantastic. I mean, the plating, the leather work, again, just, phenomenal. The fact that you've got, the Capital Wrestling. And what's really unique is the fact that the leather for each and every one of these championships is just a little bit different. But it also has your Capital Wrestling logos. You have a unique design to it. You've got, where your buckles are in place. The gold tip, to the belt, the actual belt tip, have phenomenal with the actual logo of Capital Wrestling on it. The different designs that you see with this in gold and silver, just outstanding. Now, I've been told that we like to keep things very equal and very, level across Capital Wrestling. So what we have for the men, we might have for the women as well. Can you tell me more, Kev?
Oh, yes, indeed. As I said before, so if you heard before from the Exhibition Championship that you can cash it in for the next level, that's what this is. This is of course, the National Heavyweight Championship, but of course with the Women's Exhibition Championship, get that cash that in for the National Women's Wrestling Championship.
So you're telling me that there is a women's version of the national championship, the women's national let me see it the right way, the Capital Wrestling Women's National Championship, and we're going to see it right now. It's Mini Here Production's going to pop it up. My goodness, for a design that we literally just saw off of the men's, it is night and day. That's the only way I could put it. The gold to the silver. Look at the strap. The strap is a muted purple. It gives the whole look of this belt, is unique compared to the other one, but they're the same thing. And again, National Women's Wrestling Champion, they outdo themselves. I'm impressed once again by the way that it's designed. Again, your plates, your logos, everything popping out because this is 3D. This isn't just texture. This isn't just basic. This, it's not just something that, is, flat per se. There's layerings to these championships that you have, and man, I'm impressed. Once again, I stand impressed with yet another championship title. This is the women's version of that national championship. And again, so the step up from your regional championships that you can eventually cash in if you hold them for 90 days, your national heavyweight championship and your national women's wrestling championship. You can actually, get an opportunity at both of those if you hold on to the exhibition for 90 days or the women's exhibition for 90 days. And I'm going to say this is, again, impressive. If we could get our production staff to just, once again, give us a nice, spin on these belts. Just absolutely incredible. I mean, you can see the detailing in every time that they spin around. Imagine what they're going to look like on our wrestlers' waists when they actually pick these up. I can only imagine how phenomenal they will look at that point as well. The fact that you have the muted purple leathery, and then on the back, just like the other one, you have a black suede or leather that's placed on the back itself of that championship. I mean, I couldn't ask for better designs here. And I know, based on what we talked about earlier before we even started these videos, was the fact that these are, just the starting point. This is just the beginning of what we can do with championships. And the next two things that we're going to be showing here, they're even bigger. They're even more intuitive. And, they're going to end up knocking our own socks off.
Oh, indeed.
So we're going to go ahead and production's going to, transition us over to show you what's up next. But the next two you really don't want to miss out on. So hang tight. All right, so we have now shown you our tag team championships, our exhibition championship, our women's exhibition championship, our national heavyweight championship, and also the women's national championship. Now, I know the next two, these are our last two reveals, and they are even bigger. So, I can't wait to actually reveal. Kev, why don't you go ahead and take it away?
Sure thing. So, I feel that, we've been revealing, the men's, pretty much first this entire time.
Sure.
Let's just flip it around for this time. So,
Okay.
ladies and gentlemen, we are proud to present to you the Capital Wrestling Women's World Championship. And my God, ladies and gentlemen, this belt looks absolutely astonishing.
I don't think I've ever seen a design that looks quite this unique. And I know, because I have seen, obviously, like I said, the design team has spoiled me with some views of some of the belts. This belt is based in design just like the next thing that we're going to be showing off, but in its own way with this unique design.
Oh yes, and you can just look at everything with this championship belt, and this belt has been extruded to the T. I mean, every part of this is 3D now, is brought out, and it's in the highest quality that you can find.
This actually looks like it was etched like an actual layered plated championship. Like it looks like it was chiseled out or machine done. I mean, this is not just even compared to some of the other championships that we have. This is more intuitive. Look at the actual lining and the etching that's done with this design, and that's not texture. That's all the actual 3D.
Oh yes, you can even look at even the side plates. The side plates have just been even just brought up even just astoundingly better. Like you could just tell that everything about this just screams quality.
I can't believe it. And look at the side plates real quick. Do you notice that on there, All three of the side plate pieces actually have women on there. You got women wrestling on the end, the middle one, a woman holding up a championship belt, and then a woman holding the Capital Wrestling logo. That is, the fact that you have these kind of details in your actual design for the World Championship for the women is impressive. Like that's the type of detailing that you wouldn't normally think you would see. You would think that it would be a little more uniform, but the fact that they've actually incorporated that into the design. And then if you look at the actual leather, look at that. One of my favorite things that I saw back in the day, mid to early 90s, were certain belts that actually had wording on the leather. This one, Women's World Championship, actually on the leather with the Capital Wrestling logo right there. The actual leather design itself, the fact that the leather is white, this once again goes back to what I was, asking earlier, and obviously this team has delivered. The fact that we actually have colored leathering that can be done, that when you look at the backside of it, it actually has the black to it, just like, the last two belts that we've shown. Again, two-tone. This is impressive work that we actually have here. And the fact that when you look at, the belt tip on this one, you actually have coloring on the actual Capital Wrestling logo itself, just as you do on the plates itself. The detailing on this is absolutely, phenomenal. This may be one of my all-time favorite belt designs I've ever seen. And the fact that, I know what the next one looks like. Once you see that one as well, and you see the detailing and how this actually looks in terms of, like, you can see the main plate here split into three pieces. And, I don't think I've seen that on a lot of designs. That is, incredible. Just the way that it was put together, and knowing what the next thing is going to look like, and how that shapes up with the same type of design, it is just absolutely phenomenal. Any last words that you have towards this belt?
Oh no, you took the words right out of my mouth, honestly.
All right. Well, you know what? Let's go ahead, and production is going to give this one a spin. Oh goodness. Oh my goodness, look at the way that looks. We're going to angle it just a little bit and, give you a proper view and see exactly. Can we zoom in actually with that spin?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna tell you right now, this belt has been awesome.
That is absolutely one of my all-time favorite designs right there, and it's due to the detailing that you see. I mean, as you see it move around, you can actually see the etching on those plates. It is fantastic. And the popped out logo, the design and everything. I mean, look at it from the side right there. Look at that detailing that you can see of everything layered, everything popping out. I mean, you're not going to see that on a lot of championships, but the fact that Capital Wrestling is bringing that to the table, hands down, these are some of my favorite championships that I've seen here tonight. This one is absolutely no different. It is raising the bar. And I know that we have one last one to show you. I've kind of been hinting at it through talking about this. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to transition over. We're going to get set up to be able to show you that one. So hang tight with us real quick. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have now revealed the World Tag Team Championships, the Exhibition Championship, the Women's Exhibition Championship, the National Heavyweight Championship, the Women's National Championship, the Women's World Championship, and now the final reveal. And I know that the men are wanting to see this one, and man, it is worth the wait. This is your Capital Wrestling World Heavyweight Championship. And I wish there was anything other than impressed, awesome, outstanding perfection, that I could see towards this belt personally. Again, my own personal feelings towards it. I am a huge fan of the belt design. The fact that this is just like the Women's World Championship, you can see a lot of the same designs to it. You can see a lot of, the same side plates that are built. One of the things that, I really love about this, though, is it takes a more traditional stand or look to the championship that you had for the old Ring of Honor Championship, which is, hands down, a beautiful, beautiful design. The fact that you also have, your side plates. If you wanted to talk about these side plates, I did for the women's. I think you have, all the capability of talking about these ones.
Oh yeah, and you can already tell that the side plates that just like with the women's, you will have like the men's also as the main focus for this one, which you can see the men's is holding up the Capital Wrestling logo as well as the championship design. The side plates, of course, reflect pre identical to the women's. Everything about these championships screams. I mean, it screams innovation and bar none, like these are some of the best championships you can ever see right now, currently in the 2K scene. However, remember these are modded championship belts. These belts, of course, you can't just download them or anything like that. But in the future, we will have something in store for that. So watch out for the future.
Yeah, I do know, obviously these belts are custom made and custom designed for Capital Wrestling. Again, you can see the detailing from, an angle like this of the layered plating. I have such a difficult time saying that. I have to see, though, when it comes to the design here, it's almost speechless on the way that it was, the etching, again, just like the women's design, this plating, this design is 3D. This is not just a texture. It's not just something flat. This is completely layered, like you would see on certain championship designs, you can actually see the logo extended out from the plating. You can see the lettering. You can see even your side plates have actual 3D depth to them. Again, the leather work with this, if we can go ahead and show, again, another belt that, brings me back to the vintage days where it actually says World Champion on it and has a real unique design to it. And on the other end, you have the Capital Wrestling logo stamped in its own specialty stamp, a little bit different than the rest of them, with, a real amazing design. Again, another beautiful, beautiful belt tip that you have there with actual colored lettering of Capital Wrestling. Again, just another design that is absolutely phenomenal. If we go ahead and give this one a spin too, yeah, the leather is fantastic. The design of it, the texturing, the belt plate itself, you can see all the details to it as it spins around like that and it reflects. You can actually pick that up. The fact that you actually have these unique snaps as well, in between plates, that you have these loops that are in there that it's just phenomenal, the amount of work that they put into it. And I do know that our design team intends to do a lot more work and stuff when it comes to custom championships and stuff like that, which we'll talk about here in just a moment. We're gonna do an overall series of, we had a number of questions that were asked when it came to our Twitch stream that we're going to end up doing kind of a recap on those keyway questions that were asked as well, and go into depth a little bit here in just a real quick session to kind of cover it. But in terms of the official reveals, this will be the last thing of the night. We really hope you enjoyed all the reveals that we have done. To me, gonna zoom in on this and start from tip to tip and take a look at the entire championship. Again, just so impressive when you take a look at this. I don't think you have seen championships like this yet in terms of this type of detailing and design. Capital Wrestling is all about bringing innovation and evolving the scene, and we can't wait to see these championships, those arenas, and everything. Our first shows start off, and you actually get a chance to see everything in action. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to transition out from here, and then we're going to do a real quick recap of that QA session and the questions that were asked along with the answers that were given, and cover a couple little things real quick on just some miscellaneous information, and that will be it. So we'll be right back here in just a second here as we get transitioned over. All right, now we're going to go into some QA here. I know that we had quite a few questions, so we're going to try and answer some things real quick. One of the questions that we had was, are there going to be any other championships other than the ones that we revealed tonight? The short answer, Kev, you want to give the short answer?
The short answer is yes.
The long answer is yes, we will be having more championships, and our design team is currently working on those. I will let Kev explain one of those, and I will explain the other one, because we both have information on two different other championships that are currently in the works. So Kev, you want to start off with yours?
Oh yes, of course. So obviously, I've been actually working very hard on this championship design. This championship is gonna be for more of the hardcore variety. So this championship is gonna be called the Extreme Championship title. So the design that I'm already looking at is and try to add a lot of grunge in it. So barbed wire, chains, make it look industrial, even make some bolts or even some chain link parts on it. This thing is going to look hardcore.
All right, so then let me ask you something. Is this going to be like everybody else claims hardcore? Is this just going to be a belt that's going to be defended on one-on-one matches with pinfalls and submissions, or, I don't know, the basic matches where you just have, no disqualification and no countouts?
No. That with this championship, pretty much nearly anything, anything goes. It could be anywhere, anytime. I'm pretty sure it could be any place also.
So we're gonna actually get to see real hardcore matches. We're gonna at some point see things like barbed wire.
You're gonna see real hardcore matches. You're gonna see matches that, hell, some people, you might even take out 5, 10, 15, 20 tables at some point. It's going to be nuts.
For me, especially as a play-by-play commentator, the one thing that I want to see if we actually have an extreme division, as you're saying, is that extreme division is actual hardcore. We're not just in this to have, a belt that looks like it's supposed to be hardcore, and then people just, hitting each other over the head with, a kendo stick and then going for the pinfall. I want to see some actual hardcore matches. I want to see barbed wire. I want to see tables, ladders, chairs. I want to see, kendo sticks. I want to see baseball bats. You tell me that we're going to be able to see that at some point with this extreme division, and I will be all for it.
All right, well, we're gonna have to wait and see then.
All right, so there is one other championship that I know of that's being made as well. And while I can't tell you the name or exactly what it's all about, I can give at least one clue of what I've been told. It's actually 2 clues, but all in one purpose. So this championship that's currently in production, there is a championship that is going to be made that it will be a promotional friendly championship. What I mean by that is the fact that a champion within Capital Wrestling can and is allowed to take this championship over to other promotions and defend the title at those promotions. Now, we don't have all of the details quite yet on exactly how that's going to work. But the one thing that we were told is that it is going to be cross-promotional, that champions will be able to take it over, that it will be inclusive of our higher-ups and team working with the other promotion to ensure the championship, and that the championship isn't just, I guess, theft or whatnot, whatever you want to call it, but that there's opportunities that other places are going to be given to be able to feature a Capital Wrestling Championship on their programming and their shows if they choose to do so. But the one other thing that I've been told, which I think is fantastic, is the fact that this championship is also going to be aimed more towards a lot of your streamers. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that your wrestlers that also stream are going to be the only ones qualified to go for it, but it means that there will be extra precedent and extra focus on those that actually do stream and want to feature this championship and Capital Wrestling in their streams that we've had. They will be getting, very specific abilities to do certain things, which, again, there's a lot of information that we do not have regarding this right now, and it's being kept very tight-lipped as they are working on these two championships that are still in development. But, hey, I think that's a fantastic thing. Let's get into some of the other questions that were had here. One of the questions that we had here was, can you still apply for Capital Wrestling? And the answer to that is yes, you can absolutely apply to Capital Wrestling. Even if our rosters are full, we will not be closing the applications at all. Those applications will be left open and will continue to be available for anybody to apply. However, there will be a wait list if our rosters are full, where you may not get accepted into Capital Wrestling at that present time. You may be put onto a wait list instead, and then as soon as there's an opening, you may, at that point, be given an offer. We will not delete the application per se, unless you ask us to go ahead and remove the application. It will stay active, and we will go ahead and notify those as soon as an opening is available within Capital Wrestling. So I think that's actually a really cool factor, because I do know there's a lot of places that do close out their applications, and for good reasons. They're full on their roster. They really can't support anymore. Once you get to that point, it definitely becomes an issue where you have to make a decision on, whether you close it off or what you do from there. I personally think that, the way that we're approaching that is quite creative, don't you think, Kev?
Oh, indeed.
One thing that I think is, pretty unique to that is the fact that once you fill out an application, you don't have to fill out another one down the road if the roster is full. We keep the application open, and then as soon as there are openings within our roster, you can actually join in. You'll get a message from us if you've been accepted when there's an opening, and you'll be given the offer to join in with us. So that's actually really cool, because I know, in some cases, in some places, once they close out the applications, you would have to reapply later if there are any openings. You won't have to do that here with Capital Wrestling. So that's actually a nice factor that we have. And another thing that's been, that we can point out is the fact that we've accepted more applications that we've received and offered those contract offers to them that we've had on people that have actually been denied with Capital Wrestling. So it's really cool to know the fact that we can actually support, a large community that we're actually putting together for Capital Wrestling. And I can't wait to see, the talent that we bring in here. Some of the other questions that were brought up here, let's take a look. One of the things that has been asked here is, will you have the current ability to have creative input on your character? And the answer to that, you want to give that answer, Kev?
Yes, you do have the craveability for your character, just as long as it doesn't sway to nearly impossible demands.
So I know that one of the things that we have going for us is the fact that we have a system called the rating system. And that is where you can determine your own overall within 2K with Capital Wrestling by doing certain things. Some of it is determined by wins and losses. Some of it's determined by what your character does, but a lot of it is also determined by actions that you personally can make and choose and, build up your character that way. So there is a lot of creative leeway that you have. You also get to, submit your promos and whether they be voiced or whether you provide the script for those promos to be voiced by AI. We do use AI for a number of things over with Capital Wrestling to better the product that we're putting together, including AI voice for a lot of characters that people are not able to voice. So, the fact that you have the capabilities of progressively get the time and effort that you put into your character directly makes, the ability to make those characters more capable and gives you direct creative control in a way to a degree of being able to decide, how good your character is going to be, how skilled your character is going to be, and, give you an advantage that, others may not have in terms of, not having put in the effort to do such. So I guess the short answer to it is yes, you will have some creative input on your character. Will you be able to decide wins and losses and things like that? That would be determined based off of the character itself, where your ratings are at, where your skill level is at with those ratings, and, the luck of the draw as well. You will not be able to directly affect the way that your characters, both the wins, the losses, things like that, but you can ensure ways of making sure that it's more favorable to you. So there's a few other things that we'll touch base on real quick. If you want to join Capital Wrestling, you can apply at capitalwrestling.com/apply. If you want to check out Capital Wrestling, you can check us out at capitalwrestling.com. And you can also check us out on our streaming platforms. You can find us on YouTube, on Twitch, on TikTok, on Discord. You can find us on Instagram. We have all of those available. In fact, if you go to capitalwrestling.com, you can actually see in the upper right-hand corner, we have all of our social medias right there that you can actually choose from and come check us out. Our normal videos will be up on YouTube for Friday Night Rush and the eventual upcoming show, Crossfire. That as well, you will find that TikTok and Twitch, we will have live events that will take place. You will get additional matches and additional shows that will be at some point later on announced for those platforms specifically. And you can catch us, again, at capitalwrestling.com. I am your well, I guess play-by-play commentator now for Capital Wrestling. Not sure what shows I will be on quite yet, but that will be announced at a later point. I am Jason Eric, and I have been your main commentator for tonight alongside my co-host and co-commentator, Kevin Birdie. Kevin, why don't you go ahead and take us out?
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming to the stream of Capital Wrestling. We are
Step through the curtain and into the lights. It's time to go to war. Climb the ladder and reach for the gold. Fight until you can't fight no more. This is your time, this is your chance. Step in the squared circle, it's time to dance. Hit your move, go for the pin. Your chances now, go for the win. Become a champion. Your time is present. It's time for Capital Wrestling. Become a legend. Legend. Feel the roar of the crowd. Their energy ignites the soul. Push beyond your limits and let your power take control. The arena's electric as the spotlight finds your name. With every heart pounding, fueling your reign. Step up to the challenge, feel the ground shake beneath. In this grand spectacle, lay claim to your wreath. Hit your move, go for the pin. Your chance is now.